Hey there, I'm Alex from Uncanny Wellness, and today I want to talk to you about figuring out what dose of CBD is right for you. Let's get into it. So this is probably one of the most common questions I get, and the truth is it's a great one. It's really important to know. But anybody that tells you exactly what dose to take is going to be leading you astray. Because the truth is the right dose of CBD is different for everybody. So instead, I'm going to tell you the 4 important considerations to figure out what dose is perfect for you. The first big consideration is just what are you trying to achieve? Because the truth is that people take CBD for a lot of different reasons. For example, if you just want to take the edge off some stress and anxiety, you're going to need a very different dose than somebody who's trying to address a chronic pain condition that they've had for the past 20 years. So really just the idea of what you're trying to get to, what the goal is, that's really important first step. The second big consideration is what's your starting point? Because the truth is that CBD has a very complex web of interactions, and we all have very different internal chemistry. So, a healthy individual that's exercising all the time and is super hydrated might respond to somebody else who has a nervous system condition or is very unhealthy or dehydrated or doesn't exercise. Really, there's just so many complex mechanisms that are interacting that we all have different starting points for CBD to come in and work with. The third big consideration is what type of product are you using, and that directly leads to something called bioavailability. Bioavailability is just how much of any drug that you're introducing to the body that you actually end up fully absorbing. And the bioavailability of CBD varies greatly depending on how you're taking it. For example, if you just swallow an oil-based tincture, you might only be getting 10 to 20% of the dose. But if you smoke CBD flower, then you might be getting 60-70% absorption. Or if you use, like what we make at Uncanny Wellness, a water-soluble CBD made for mixing into drinks and absorbing in the stomach, then you're getting 90% plus absorption. So that's going to play a huge factor in what dose you're actually absorbing versus how much you're taking. And that is really helpful for figuring out, you might think you're taking a 20 milligram dose, but maybe you're only absorbing 10 milligrams. It's hard to say without knowing exactly what product you're choosing to use. The final consideration for figuring out what dose of CBD is right for you is to know the type of extract that you're using. And here's why. Full and broad spectrum extracts have something going on called the entourage effect. And that entourage effect basically says that the CBD and the other cannabinoids mixed with terpenes and the huge array of compounds that are naturally present in a hemp extract have a greater effect than an isolate, which is just CBD stripped out away from everything else. There have been scientific studies that have shown isolate to be less effective over time than full or broad spectrum extracts with the entourage effect. So if you want the most bang for your buck and the most quality extract, almost every time it's better to choose a full or broad spectrum product. And that's it. Those are the 4 big considerations to keep in mind when figuring out what the right dose is for you. As the saying goes, it's always good practice to start low and go slow. Build it up to figure out what works for you. One thing's for sure, though, you don't have to worry about a certain point, a bunch of negative side effects happening. Some people take 5 milligrams a day, and that's plenty. Other people might be taking hundreds of milligrams of CBD every day for a more serious condition. So just listen to your body, figure out what works best for you, and I'm sure you'll have a great experience. So that's a wrap. Please like the video if you enjoyed this. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Leave a comment if you feel so inclined, and I will see you next time. Peace.